All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing FSD, and what we are going to do is see if it will make a similar mistake that it did in the past. There is a spot right here where you cannot really do a U-turn, but it tries to do a U-turn to get there. So what we're going to do is actually try to navigate to this spot here and see if it attempts to do that U-turn when I really don't think it should. This is FSD 14.2.2.2 in our Model Y. So let's see if it still in this latest version will attempt to do a U-turn where it is actually, in my opinion, not proper to do a U-turn. Now I know that with 14.2.2.2, they're supposed to have some updates within this version to whether it follows the navigation exactly to what it says, or it kind of does its own thing. So I'm actually in this situation hoping that it doesn't do exactly what the navigation is saying to do, because that U-turn is not very possible. And I'll show you when we get there. Obviously, we are going to go through a roundabout, and I don't know, it's pretty quiet around here right now, so probably won't have much interaction with anybody, even in a roundabout, but that's okay. All right, signals out of the roundabout, of course. Usually human drivers don't do that, but technically correct, so that's fine. All right, now it is possible to do this U-turn, although it's very difficult. I have done it before, but what I'm hoping to see is that it's not going to attempt to do the U-turn. Maybe just turn left into this business, and then if it tries to do the U-turn, yeah, okay, it's not trying to do the U-turn. Perfect. We're turning into this other business. Now what it needs to do is turn around in this parking lot and then go to that business. I think it's just going to park here, though. Well, that's unfortunate that it just decided to park here. Now, what we can do without doing any interventions, and honestly, I think I'm pretty sure we're in a handicap spot. We are, it almost looks like we're kind of like to the left of it, but I'm not sure. We'll back out of it here in just a second anyway. But now let's navigate to where we're going to go before. So it's going to avoid that street entirely. Interesting that it could have done this all along previously and not done that U-turn. Let's see. Were we in the... I don't know. It's the sign is... No, I think we were not in the handicap space. We were in one space over, so that's fine. Yeah, so this is definitely a better way to get to this location. It did make a mistake, and it actually parked at the wrong place. It really should have just turned around in that place and then come over here and parked here, but that's okay. This gets us here. So I don't know if we can actually get it to do what it has done before and attempt to do that U-turn. Hopefully that is something that's been corrected about this. But let's try really quick to see if we can trip it up again with that. We'll go here and get on the other side of that U-turn. Again, you can't really do that U-turn. Seems like it's when it's sunny, it has problems with the front camera, so might need to get that camera housing cleaned potentially. So yeah. Oh, it got a weird navigation out of that. So we're kind of going a weird way to get where we wanted to go, but that's okay. I wonder if it would try to do a U-turn here. If we let's see. That's too late for me to get it to try to do a U-turn, so never mind. I don't know exactly what it was trying to do there. It definitely seems confused about where to navigate at this point. I guess. I wonder if it's going to just park. It's going to give up and park. Now, why is this the default situation for FSD now? It seems like if it's within like a half mile of the destination and kind of gets itself turned around, that it'll just park instead of actually get to the location it needs to get to. Let's try this one more time. See if we can navigate to that building we want to. I'm dropping a pin exactly where it needs to go. It does say on the navigation it's going to try to do that U-turn, so let's give it one more chance to try to do that. Again, I don't want it to try to do that U-turn, but I do want to see if it will avoid doing that U-turn, because in past versions of FSD, it has actually tried to do a U-turn there where it is actually not possible. You can do a 3-point turn there, but you're in the middle of the roadway, and that is never something that you should try to do, I don't think, unless you absolutely have to. And in this case, obviously, you can, as we saw, you could actually just go through the neighboring business's parking lot, and there's actually a street on the other side that gets you there. Or you could turn around in that parking lot and then go back out and park in the other parking lot. Either way, no reason to try to do the U-turn, in my opinion. But there's nothing that says we can't do a U-turn here. So there is that. It does not say we can't do this U-turn. It should say we can't do this U-turn. All right, so it's going to do the same thing it did before, but please, what it should do now is it should navigate around this building or turn around in this parking lot and go back. Because at this point, the pin that we have dropped, it is not parking at that place of business. It's parking at a separate place of business. All right, we ended up at the exact same spot we did before. I don't know. That is one thing that does not seem great about this version of FSD. All right, so I do appreciate that it no longer attempts to do that U-turn in that spot that is really not possible to do a U-turn unless you go far to the right, kind of almost into turning into that other parking lot opposite where you're doing the U-turn, and then you have to really cut it really hard. And it is possible. I have done it. I've seen a cop do it, and they just popped the curb on the opposite side. They didn't really care about it. But definitely, if you're not going to very aggressively do like that question mark turn type thing, you're not going to make that U-turn, and then you're going to be doing a 3-point turn. And it actually, on previous versions, did end up putting the car in a situation where it's trying to do that 3-point turn right in the middle of the roadway. And in fact, we got honked at once, and also I disengaged it because it was going to back up for basically into an oncoming car. Now I think it was going to wait for that, but it just really was doing it slowly, and a maneuver that it really shouldn't have gotten itself into. So I do appreciate that it doesn't do the U-turn or attempt to do the U-turn anymore. But why is FSD allowing itself to park at an incorrect location when it comes across that scenario? I don't know. That seems very odd that it would do so. So, yeah, that's something that I would definitely like to see improved upon for, I guess it's for the parking. So we do have on version 14 on the release notes, it does say that better quality of parking and choice of parking is coming in a future release. So I guess this would be parking, but it's almost like it just won't get to the correct destination on the first attempt. Which is strange because once we got past that U-turn and I try to actually go to the destination I wanted to again, it does actually park where it's supposed to. So that's a kind of a strange thing that FSD 14.2.2.2 appears to be doing now. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.